Hello, it's good to see everybody today on our live stream. I My name is Uzo Akpele, an immigration lawyer here in Atlanta, Georgia, and although I practice all over the U.S., today I wanted to talk to you just starting out with the green card process, but somebody requested me to answer a question specially, so I'm going to jump straight into this particular issue, which is what happens when somebody dies during the green card process. More importantly, your petitioner, that is the person who has filed the green card petition. What happens if the petitioner unfortunately passes away while the green card process has started? In the past, it used to be that if your petitioner died, that was the end of the petition process. One wouldn't be able to get a green card anymore. However, things have changed. It used to be that in the past, it could only be on the basis of a humanitarian reinstatement that the USCIS would be able to consider the petition, and then go ahead and process a green card for the beneficiary. However, this has changed, and for the better. The way it works now is that even if your petitioner dies, you will still most probably be able to continue the green card process. And I'll tell you um, broadly speaking, there's three different categories. The humanitarian reinstatement still applies. There is also another two other statutes that provide for reinstatement, the continued processing of the green card petition, depending on who you are, what type of a beneficiary you are. So your beneficiary is the person who is not the US citizen and who is trying to get a green card. So let's start with the broadest. The broadest of them all is the green card petition filed for spouses. So your US citizen spouse has has died. What happens? Let's talk about it in terms of before the petition is filed, while the petition is pending, and after the petition has been approved. So if your US citizen spouse passes away before your spouse is able to file the green card petition for you, you as a widow or a widower, the surviving spouse, you're still able to get a green card. What you do is to file the widower petition. You use a different form this time, and within 2 years of the death of your spouse, you file a petition, a self petition this time, asking the USCIS to approve you for green card benefits in the US. It doesn't matter if you're outside the US or inside the US, you can still request for this benefit. So you file the petition which your spouse, who is now deceased, should have filed for you. You're allowed to file it by yourself. And when this happens and it's approved, then you're able to apply for a green card. And I'll tell you this too, if you're already inside the US and your spouse passes away without the permission, if your spouse was a was a US citizen, you can also file your green card application at the same time as you're filing your widower self petition. So that way you can get your green card, even though your husband passed away without filing your green card petition. Now remember, when you're filing that petition, apart from the form, you also have to show what qualifies you as a widow. So you need a death certificate, and you also need to show the good faith of your marriage. That is to say that the marriage between you and your spouse was meant to be one where you people were going to spend the rest of your lives together. So you get whatever evidence you have in order to support the good faith of your marriage, and then you do the filing. Then there's also the situation where your petitioner has your spouse, US citizen spouse, has petitioned on your behalf and then passes away while the petition is pending. When this happens, it's still the very same thing. But this time, you don't need to file the self-petition. What you're going to do is to notify the USCIS that your spouse has passed away, and the USCIS will automatically convert your petition to that of a widower, and your green card application will be processed based on that converted petition. Also, if your spouse passes away after the approval of the self petition, if your spouse passes away after your spouse's petition has been approved, you're going to get a green card. Let's say you've attended the interview, then you're going to get a green card in the mail, and that green card will be okay for you to use. Let's say that the green card was a 2-year conditional resident card. You use the card, and then when that time comes up for the removal of condition, you can you file your petition to remove condition with the USCIS and show them evidence of your spouse's death, and also ask for the condition of your residence be removed. You probably will be given a 10-year card at that time. You may even choose to notify the USCIS immediately that your spouse has passed, maybe even before the 2-year period is over, and adjust your green card as per usual. If, let's say, your petition is pending and they are invited for an interview and your spouse has passed away before the interview time, again, between the interview notice and the interview date, the very same thing, you go ahead, take evidence of your spouse's petition, and go to your interview. And even at that time, you should be approved for the 10-year card. That's what the law says now. For those who are outside the US who are hoping to consular process, that is to say, they are hoping to go to the US consulate in their country and apply for an immigrant visa, and then their spouse who is in the US has passed away. The very same thing, you notify the USCIS and the Department of State, and you'll be processed as either as a self-petition or just regularly as a converted a petition. So that way you'll still be able to go to your consular processing interview at the US consulate, and you'll be given your immigrant visa, and then you come into the US and you're going to be issued your green card. So that's the process for those who have spouses. It's very, very generous. Yet there are other people too who may not be spouses. So let's say, for instance, you are the beneficiary of a petition filed by your parent, your sibling, or your child, and that sibling, parent, or child passes away before your green card is given. Let's take it nearer. Let's use one for parent and child. So let's say you're a US citizen child who has had a petition filed for them on their behalf by their parent. You're a child who has a petition filed for them by their US citizen parent, and then that parent passes away. Let's say that you're on 21 years old, so you are actually able to file at the same time, file your green card application at the same time as when your parent filed that petition for you, and then unfortunately your parent passes away. What you will do at this time is to again notify the USCIS of the passing of your parent who petitioned on your behalf. And then the law, this is where the law again helps. It's not just a question of humanitarian it's not going to be just a question of humanitarian replacement of petition. No. What the law says is that your green card application will be considered if you have resided in the US at the time your qualifying relative died, that's your parent died, and you continue to reside in the US. If that is your case and you're petitioning father or mother or child, or maybe even your sibling has died, you'll be able to go ahead and get your green card. More so in the case of siblings, because of the extended time that it takes. Let's say a sibling has passed away, and your petitioning sibling has passed away. Humanitarian reinstatement might be the way to go, especially if you're already in the US and been waiting for that green card petition to be approved. Then, for those of them too who are beneficiaries based on work, employment-based categories. So let's say the example might be this. Your spouse, let's say your husband, had a petition filed by a prospective employer, and then your husband, who is going to be employed, dies before the petition is approved. The law now says that you, as the beneficiary of that petition, can still apply for a green card. So the law has now changed and it's easier. So if you have the death of a petitioner, the best thing to do, as always, is to talk to a lawyer. But going in, know that you're not automatically disqualified anymore from getting a green card. But you need to find which category you fall into, and then find out how to go about filing a green card petition. So if this is your case, if this is your situation, go ahead, call a lawyer. If you call us at Akpeli & Associates, we'll be able to help you decide how to go about getting your completing the green card process for yourself and still being able to get a green card for yourself. So go ahead, call us, give us a call today. And it's been nice talking to you. This has been our first live stream, so we're excited about that, and we'll do another one shortly. Thank you, and see you soon.